Imagine this. You're sharing your latest win, maybe a promotion, a new relationship, or just a good day. And the person across from you smiles, but something feels off. Their eyes flicker, their words don't match their vibe. Could it be jealousy? Today, we're diving into 10 signs someone is jealous of you, backed by the timeless wisdom of the Stoics, those ancient masters of human nature. But here's the kicker. By the end, I'll reveal a twist so shocking, it'll change how you see jealousy forever. Stick around. You won't see this coming. Sign 1. The fake compliment trap. Ever get a compliment that lands like a slap across the face? You know the kind. Oh, you look great, for someone who doesn't even try. Or wow, you're so lucky you got that job. I guess effort doesn't matter anymore. It's smooth, it's subtle, but it stings. That, my friends, is a non-pliment, an insult gift wrapped in praise, designed to slip under your radar. Jealous people wield this like a dagger, aiming to chip away at your confidence without giving you a clear shot to call them out. It's passive-aggressive warfare, and they're masters at it. Why do they do it? Because deep down, they're burning. They see your success, your glow, you're something they don't have, and it gnaws at them. Stoic philosopher Seneca hit the nail on the head when he said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." They're not just reacting to you, they're trapped in a mental cage, imagining you're leagues ahead, untouchable, while they're stuck in the mud. And instead of climbing out, they'd rather toss a little dirt your way. Let me paint you a picture. A friend of mine, let's call her Mia, landed a killer gig after months of grinding. She was buzzing, telling everyone at a dinner party. Then this guy Jake pipes up, "Oh, that's nice. I mean, I could have gone for it, but I'm not into handouts." Handouts? Mia worked her soul out, but Jake couldn't stand her shine. That's the trap. Praise laced with venom. The Stoics would tell you to see it for what it is, their problem, not yours. Seneca also said, "The mind exaggerates what it cannot grasp." They can't grasp your success, so they twist it. Spot this sign, and you've already won half the battle, because knowing their game means they can't touch your piece. Sign 2, they copy you like a shadow. They say imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, right? Well, not always. Picture this. You debut a new hairstyle, bold, fresh, you. A week later, they've got the same cut. You start using a quirky phrase. Suddenly, it's their catchphrase, too. Your outfit? They're rocking it next Tuesday. At first, you think, oh, cute, they're inspired. But when they're copying your every move, your style, your slang, your life, it's not admiration. It's envy, pure and simple. They don't just want to be like you. They want what you have because they can't stomach you having it first. It's like they're a shadow, trailing your every step, desperate to steal your light. I knew a guy, let's call him Alex, who started a podcast. It was raw, unique, his soul on air. Then his friend Sam launched one too. Same vibe, same topics, even the same intro music, tweaked just enough to dodge a lawsuit. Alex laughed it off at first, but when Sam started parroting his life choices, same car, same vacation spots, it got creepy. Sam wasn't inspired, he was obsessed, driven by a quiet rage that Alex was out front. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, saw through this nonsense. He wrote, "Focus on your own path, not theirs." But jealous people, they can't. They're too busy staring at your road, wishing it was theirs. They're not building, they're borrowing, because creating takes courage they don't have. Stoicism teaches us to pity them, not fight them. Marcus also said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be one." They're stuck arguing with your shadow in their heads. So when you spot this sign, don't get mad, get wise. Their copying isn't flattery, it's a confession. They're admitting you've got something they crave. Let them mimic. You're the original, they're just the echo. Sign 3, they downplay your wins. You've just crushed it. Maybe you aced a brutal exam after sleepless nights, landed a deal that took weeks of hustle, or even cooked a meal so good it deserves a Michelin star. You're riding high, sharing the moment with someone you trust, and what do they say? "Oh, cool, I guess." Or maybe, it's not that big a deal. No excitement, no high fives, just a shrug, like they're swatting your joy out of the air. It's not indifference, it's jealousy wearing a mask. Your success doesn't inspire them, it stings, like salt in a wound they won't admit they have. I saw this up close once. My cousin Tara started her own business, small, scrappy, but hers. After months of grinding, she landed her first big client. She told her friend Lisa, expecting a cheer. Lisa's response, "Oh, nice. I mean, anyone can get lucky once." Lucky? Tara poured her soul into that win. But Lisa couldn't handle it. Tara's light was too bright, and instead of basking in it, Lisa tried to dim it with a flick of her wrist. The Stoics saw through this centuries ago. They teach us to celebrate virtue, hard work, resilience, excellence, not resent it. Epictetus said, "There's only one way to happiness. Cease worrying about things beyond our power." But jealous people? They're obsessed with what's beyond them, your wins. They can't light their own fire, so they'd rather blow out your candle. It's petty, sure, but it's also sad. Here's the Stoic move. Don't let their shrug steal your shine. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." Focus on your victory, not their vibe. They're not dismissing your win, they're confessing their loss. Keep shining. They'll either catch up or fade out. Sign 4. They're thrilled when you fall. Picture this. Life throws you a curveball. Your big plan, a job interview, a project, a dream trip, falls apart at the last second. You're gutted, but you open up to someone close, expecting a shoulder to lean on. Their response, "Oh no, that's awful. I feel so bad for you." But something's off. Their voice drips with sympathy, yet their eyes are dancing, a little too bright, a little too alive. Maybe their mouth twitches into a smirk they can't quite hide. They're not just okay with your stumble, they're thrilled. Deep down, your fall lifts them up, like they've been waiting for you to trip so they can feel taller. I saw this play out with a friend, call him Nate. He'd been training for a marathon, pouring sweat and heart into it. Race day comes, and a twisted ankle takes him out halfway. He tells his buddy Chris, expecting commiseration. Chris goes, "Man, that's rough. Guess you're not invincible after all." And there's this gleam in his eye, like Nate's pain was his personal victory lap. Chris wasn't sad, he was relieved. Nate's shine had been blinding him, and that fall, it was Chris's chance to breathe easy. Epictetus, the Stoic sage, cut right to the core of this. He said, "What need is there to weep over what's not in our control?" The jealous don't get that. They don't care about your peace. They're too busy celebrating your chaos. Stoicism teaches us to shrug off what we can't change, but them, they're clapping when your world shakes. Marcus Aurelius added, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." They don't. They let your lows fuel their highs. So when you see that secret thrill, don't waste your energy. Their joy at your fall isn't strength, it's weakness screaming loud. Focus on your comeback. Let their dance be their defeat. Sign 5. They gossip behind your back. You don't see it coming. One day it trickles back to you, maybe through a friend of a friend, maybe an offhand comment that hits too close to home. They've been talking about you, and not in a good way. "She's not that great," they whisper. "He just got lucky. Anyone could have done it." It's not loud enough for a fight, but sharp enough to cut. These aren't random jabs. They're calculated, hissed behind your back while they smile to your face. Jealousy turns them into snakes in the grass, slithering, striking when you're not looking. They need to drag you down to feel even an inch taller. I had a coworker once, let's call her Dana. She'd just launched a side hustle, nothing huge, but it was hers, and it was growing. She thought her friend Kim was in her corner, until she overheard Kim at a party. Dana's little project, total fluke, she's not even that smart. Dana's stomach dropped. Kim wasn't cheering, she was clawing, spreading venom to dim Dana's glow. Why? Because every step Dana took forward made Kim feel left behind. That's the game. Gossip isn't just chatter, it's jealousy's weapon of choice. The Stoics saw this coming a mile away. Epictetus warned us, "Don't waste energy on others' opinions. What matters is your own mind." But jealous people, they can't let go. They're addicted to tearing you apart because building themselves up feels impossible. Marcus Aurelius put it even better. How much time he gains who does not look to see what his neighbor says. They're obsessed with your story, not theirs. So when you catch wind of their whispers, don't stoop to their level. Stand tall. Their gossip isn't power, it's a confession of their envy. Stoicism says focus on your virtue. Let their words fade. They're just noise from a shrinking shadow. We're halfway through, but here's a question. What if the most jealous person isn't who you think? Hold that thought. We're building to something wild. Sign 6. They overcompete with you. You've got a win to share. Nothing crazy, just something you're proud of. Maybe you ran 5 miles for the first time, or you nailed a presentation at work. You toss it out there expecting a nod, maybe a nice job. Instead, they hit you with, "Oh, cool, I ran 6 last week." Or, "Yeah, I've been crushing presentations since forever." Every time you're happy, they're suddenly happier. Your new hobby, they've mastered it. Your good day, theirs was epic. It's not friendly rivalry. It's a desperate, clawing need to outshine you, to shove you back into their shadow. I knew a guy, let's call him Leo, who started hitting the gym. He was stoked, dropping updates like, "Finally benched 150. His buddy Paul couldn't let it sit. "That's solid. Been at 200 for months." Paul smirked, flexing like it was a showdown. Leo got a raise. Paul casually mentioned his bonus was bigger. It wasn't support. It was a race Leo never signed up for. Paul wasn't cheering. He was choking on Leo's progress, scrambling to stay ahead. That's the jealous edge. They don't celebrate with you. They compete against you. Marcus Aurelius saw this trap a mile off. He wrote, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." The Stoics knew true strength isn't flexing over others, it's mastering yourself. But these over-competitors, they're too busy racing you to hear that wisdom. Seneca added, "Life is long if you know how to use it." They're wasting theirs measuring against you instead of building their own path. So when they one-up you, don't bite. Smile, nod, keep climbing. Their desperation isn't your burden, it's their cage. Marcus said it best. Focus on your own good. Let them run their race, you're not even in it. Sign 7. They pull away when you shine. You're on fire. Maybe you just nailed a presentation, scored a dream gig, or finally hit a goal you've chased for years. You're buzzing, ready to share the high with someone you thought had your back. But then, nothing. No reply to your text. They're busy when you call. The group chat goes quiet the second you drop your good news. Suddenly, they're ghosts. No vibes, no check-ins, just a cold, empty distance. It's not that they're distracted, it's that your glow blinds them. Your shine casts a spotlight on something they're missing, and instead of stepping up, they step back. I felt this one hard. My friend Sarah, she'd been my rock, started fading when I got into grad school. I'd text her updates like, "Aced my first exam," and get a nice, if anything. Calls went unanswered. At first I thought I'd done something wrong, but then it clicked. She was struggling, stuck in a job she hated, and my wins were a mirror she couldn't face. My light didn't warm her, it burned. That hurt, because you want the people you love to cheer when you soar, not vanish. The Stoics nail this. They teach us to focus on what we control, our actions, our effort, not their retreat. Epictetus said, "You become what you give your attention to." They're giving theirs to envy, not growth. Marcus Aurelius added, "It's not the thing itself, but our opinion of it that troubles us." Their pullback stings. Sure it does, but it's their burden, not yours. You can't force them to stay. Keep shining anyway. The right ones stick around. The jealous ones drift into the dark. Sign 8. They criticize your every move. Ever feel like you're under a microscope? You wear a new shirt. Hey, it's kinda weird. You share an idea. That's interesting, I guess. You laugh a little loud. Wow, do you always talk like that? Nothing you do is good enough. They've got a magnifying glass on your every move, poking holes like it's their job. It's not constructive feedback. It's a barrage of nitpicks, a steady drip of criticism meant to wear you down. But here's the truth. It's not about you. It's their insecurity screaming loud and shrill, desperate to drown out your shine. Take my friend Sarah. She started painting, nothing pro, just a hobby to unwind. She showed her latest piece to a coworker, Jen. "Oh, it's bold," Jen said, smirking. "The colors are a bit much, don't you think?" Next week, Sarah's excited about a date. Jen's there with, "That guy? He's okay, but you could do better." Every step Sarah took, Jen had a jab ready. It wasn't advice. It was a campaign to keep Sarah small. Why? Because Sarah's spark, her joy, her growth, made Jen feel dimmer by comparison. Seneca, the Stoic master, saw this coming. He said, "No one can hurt you unless you let them. Their words only sting if you hand them the power. Jealousy fuels their critique. They can't stand your stride, so they try to trip you up." Epictetus added, "It's not things that upset us, but our judgments about them. Don't judge yourself by their snipes. Their lens is warped. They're projecting their cracks onto you. So when they nitpick, don't shrink, stand firm." Seneca also wrote, "The mind is its own place. It can make a heaven of hell." Don't let their jealousy drag you into theirs. Their criticism isn't your burden, it's their mirror. Keep moving. They're just yelling at their own reflection. Sign 9, they sabotage you subtly. Ever notice things go wrong just when you're on the cusp of something big? You're counting on them. They're your friend, your teammate, and yet they accidentally mess you up. They forget to pass on that crucial message about a deadline. They give you advice, "Oh, don't worry, that's how it's done." And it's dead wrong, delivered with a smile so sweet you don't taste the poison. These aren't slip-ups, they're little traps, carefully set to trip you while they play innocent. It's jealousy pulling strings behind the curtain, plotting your downfall one quiet move at a time. I saw this up close with a guy named Ryan. He was up for a promotion, big stakes, tight race. His coworker, Mia, offered to help. "I'll proof your proposal," she said, all grins. She handed it back with a thumbs up, except she'd missed a typo that tanked his pitch. Another time, she forgot to tell him the meeting time changed. He walked in late, flustered. Ryan crashed, Mia climbed. Coincidence? No way. She wasn't clumsy, she was cunning, driven by a green-eyed itch to see him falter. Her sabotage was subtle, deniable, but razor-sharp. Epictetus, the Stoic sage, knew the deal. He said, "Guard your own mind, because with people like this you'd better. They're not just careless, they're calculated." Seneca chipped in, "The greatest danger comes from those nearest us. Jealousy turns allies into architects of your ruin, and they're good at it. Too good. You don't see the knife until it's in. So when you spot these accidents, wake up. Trust your gut, not their grin." Epictetus also said, "What need is there to fear what's outside when you control what's within? They can set traps, but they can't touch your resolve. Sidestep their games. Their sabotage isn't your failure, it's their fear on display." Sign 10, they can't hide the green eyes. Finally, it all comes down to this, the look. You're sharing your moment, maybe a win, a laugh, a spark of joy, and there it is. Their smile pulls tight, like it's stitched on too hard. Their jaw clenches just for a split second. Their eyes flicker, a glint of resentment, a flash of something dark like storm clouds rolling in. You feel it before you see it. A chill that says, "They're not with me, they're against me." It's jealousy leaking through the cracks, no matter how hard they try to plaster it over. The Stoics nailed it. Emotions don't lie, but jealous people? They're fighting a losing battle to hide them. Key word, try. I'll never forget this one time. My friend Lila threw a party, her new place, her vibe, her triumph after a rough year. Everyone's toasting her, but I catch her sister Eve across the room. Eve's nodding, sipping her drink. But her eyes, they're daggers, narrowed, cold, tracking Lila like a hawk. When Lila hugged me, Eve's lips twitched into this half-smile, but her face screamed, "Why not me?" She couldn't mask it. That green-eyed glare gave her away, jealousy so raw it practically hummed. Lila felt it too, later admitting, "I knew something was off." Marcus Aurelius, Stoic emperor, said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. Their thoughts are green, and it seeps out unstoppable." Seneca added, "We are more often frightened than hurt. We suffer more from imagination." Their imagination's torturing them with your life and those eyes. They're the proof. They can fake the words, the nods, but that look betrays them every time. So when you see it, don't flinch. You're not imagining it. It's real. Stoicism says face the truth. Their envy's not your weight to carry. Let their green eyes glare. You keep glowing, they'll never outshine that. Now here's the twist I promised. You've been watching for these signs in others, right? But what if the most jealous person is you? Think about it. Have you ever felt that pang when someone else wins? That itch to compare? The Stoics didn't just spot jealousy, they mastered it within themselves. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you'll find strength." The real battle isn't with them. It's with the green-eyed monster inside us all. So next time you spot these signs, or feel them yourself, pause. Breathe. Use Stoic wisdom to rise above. Which sign hit home for you? Drop it in the comments and let's talk. If you loved this, smash that like button, share it with someone who needs it, and subscribe for more mind-blowing takes. Until next time, stay wise, stay strong,